Hey, aloha. Oh, welcome to Office Hours for Korean Natural Farming for July 21st, 2024. Coming to you, it's 9 a.m. here in Hawaii, so coming to you wherever you are around the world. Good day, good night, good morning, good times. Got an hour to ask any question on Korean natural farming. Had some good questions come in this week. Folks reaching out all over different ways. Also, some folks buying the book. I got to ship those out. Sometimes it's pretty busy this week, so getting to that and sending those your way. But other than that, welcome, enjoy, and put any questions you got in the chat. And what's up, Goof Man? How you, Virgin? Good to see you, man. And yeah, so before we get into it, we'll start with a bit of higher wisdom. So today we got breakthrough or resoluteness. What's up, Thomas? Yo. So a breakthrough, do not be drawn back into bad habits. So the arrival of Kauai indicates that a long-awaited change is at hand. A difficulty that has oppressed you over a long period is now about to dissolve, and it's important to respond in a proper way. There's a temptation in obtaining relief to fall into the traps of the ego. Pride at having dispersed the trouble. Self-righteousness about having triumphed through correctness. Anger at one who we think is the source of the problem. Or a desire to remain free of all difficulty in the future. None of these responses is appropriate to the situation at hand. What we need now is resoluteness, a firm commitment to continuing the battle for good, and to the self-examination that makes all good things possible. It is not a time to lapse back into a negative mental habits and enjoy the vacation provided by the breakthrough. Do not rest on your laurels, but push forward, deepening your inner strength and your resistance to the influence of inferiors, both in yourself and in others. Strengthen those around you by setting an example of self-improvement and self-correction. Great progress and good fortune are now available to one who makes proper use of the opening. Yeah, so like the doors, we broke on through to the other side. I guess, doing good things, trying to be a good person, trying to show up, trying to support our community. We've been covering Madaj here for this whole year. Oh my gosh, we're already in July. 7 months of Madaj. Hopefully you are a Madaj expert by now, because it really only takes a day or two to learn about. But there's a ton to it. Some of the most simple things are some of the most complex, and some of the things that look so easy. It's kind of that 80-20 rule. You did 20% of the work, or you did 80% of the work, or wait, you did, yeah. When you think you're 80% done, you're still 80% away. I think it's the way it works. I don't know. Anyway, 80-20 rule of like 20%, you think you're so close to something and there's still tons to do. So break on through, getting the Madaj, found that Madaj presentation. So we were going through that at the end of the office hours here. But if you have any questions, let me know. Here to help, here to answer. I was able to, Jen from Maui YouTubed me. It's not always that I get YouTube comments, but I did, and I answered one about. She was asking about noni. She was wanting to trim her noni tree, and asking if that would be a good plant juice. Absolutely. Noni is, if you don't know, I'll pull it up over here. We'll get some noni on. Let's see here. Get this thing like that. And let's transition over there. Pull up what is noni, right? I don't know if you guys know what noni is. But here's some people selling some Tahiti Trader Noni Healthy, 32 ounce. Here's some noni pills. Here's some more noni juice. $160 for this, which you could easily. This looks like maybe 4 bottles of plant juice there. How much? Let's check on this Amazon. Not brought to you by this, but let's see. How much are they giving you? 4 1-liter bottles for $152. So I always think, $33 a bottle. So if you are selling a plant juice, you could easily make this. What is it? What is the actual ingredients of this thing, though? But you could probably make a noni plant juice like this at your own home and save yourself, 4 liters. What is that? That's basically a gallon for $152. So when you're trying to value your plant juice and trying to sell it, these folks are simply selling this at $152 a gallon. So you could easily make this at home. What else is in it? Let's see. What else are they putting in there? What does it say? It's potent, it's pure, it's powerful, right? That's what you got to remember. So when you make these plant juices, oh, look, and you can sit here and Zen meditate. Look at that. This also, does it also 2 decades of noni, grape goodness, and blueberry benefits. So they're also putting in grapes and blueberries. So it's not even straight up noni. You're getting something with other things in there. Let's see, where are the ingredients? I have to scroll all the way down. There's reviews of it. Tastes like puke. No, I'm sure it tastes good. I'm sure they're doing a plant juice recipe. Okay, here. Ingredients. All natural noni juice with blueberry and grape. So they're not even just giving you pure noni juice here. They're giving you these other things too, and they're selling it to you for $152 a gallon. So if you went home and you got, I don't know where you're going to get the noni if you're in, it seems to be something that grows in the tropics. But let's go see noni. Is there a noni telling me, the worst source out there? But let's just go see the safety benefits, what this result gives you, which is probably, if it's a suggested result, it's probably terrible. But it comes from Morinda citrifolia. Noni is a lumpy mango-sized fruit. I've seen them bigger than mangoes. It's been used in folk medicine for over 2,000 years, commonly used to help issues like constipation, infections, pain, and arthritis. Sounds like I should eat more of the noni. Let's see here. It has no fat. So if you're into low fat, no sugar, although you're going to add sugar by fermenting it. Let's see. Can you make this a bit bigger so you can see it here? It has magnesium, potassium, calcium, vitamin E, all those things. Biotin, whatever biotin is, folates. You got to get your folates for the day. But you make a noni juice. Powerful antioxidants, so that's another good thing for what it has in it. What's up, Rainbow Possum? How'd you? Potential benefits of noni juice. Potential, right? There's nothing certain about this, but may reduce cellular damage from tobacco smoke. So if you're a smoker and you want to restore cellular damage that you've done to yourself, do some noni. So just, take a bong rip of tobacco and then a bong rip of noni, right? Free radicals, gets rid of antioxidants. May support health in smokers. So if you're out there smoking, make sure you're doing your noni. May improve endurance during exercise. As they say in Korea, stamina. So this looks good. may relieve pain in people with arthritis. So if you got the arthritis, noni is for you. And may improve immune health. May improve immune health. I think they have to, they can't be scientific about any of this. They got to be like, it might do something because, so if you need immune health, another reason to use noni. I'm not sure if they're using the leaves or the fruit. They're probably talking about the fruit here. Dosage, side effects. Let's see. What do we got here? It's high in sugar. High in sugar. Towley. I'm so high. Noni juice is likely safe to drink for the general population. However, it may cause kidney problems for those who take certain medication, which probably your medication is causing your kidney problems. I'll just say that, but who knows? Can also be high in sugar. Southeast Asian fruit. Well, so, Hawaiians had it here for sure. Keep in mind, mixed with other juices, it may be packed with sugar, right? So you're not even getting a pure thing. But, and then what? Weight loss. Okay. Yep. So we read that article. So we know now, what does the noni do for you? Well, arthritis. If you smoke, it'll restore your things. Has antioxidants, all those good things in there. So I think the leaves probably good. The fruits probably even better. Unripe fruits, ripe fruits, all those things, all the different, stages in the noni you can put in there. But I highly recommend noni as a, as a thing for you. Let's see. I'm already out there making IMO 3. Yes. Keep it under 120. Yeah, it's always cool to see. Hey, yeah. Make good IMOs. Always the IMOs, king, queen of natural farming, making those good IMOs. Just finished my second IMO 4. Yes. Yeah, it's always cool to see IMOs spreading in Washington. Oh my gosh. My mother-in-law up in Bellingham made a bunch of IMOs, and her garden, man, is it kick butt. It's just sweet. We got Nathaniel coming in from the Ozarks. Yo, the Ozark Trail. I love the Walmart brand Ozark Trail. Yeah. I'm sure it has nothing to do with that, but what's up? Okay, and then oops, noni, yeah. Replace a big jar fermented. Oh, so one of the traditional ways of fermenting noni is just put nonis in a jar and let them sweat. I'm not a fan of that way to do it. It tastes like puke. It smells like rats, but it's just, oh man, that is gross. I just take it and do the fermented plant juice recipe, make a can of food out of it by just mixing it with sugar, extracting that juice out. It tastes amazing, and you're getting all the nutritive processes out, and it's happening in a quasi-aerobic fashion, and it happens in a few days versus waiting months for it to sweat in a jar. I'm just not a fan of the noni thing. Yeah, I mean, you can go for it, Claudia. No problems with that. But it's just like, oh, is it unpalatable? And man, does it taste bad. Versus the fermented plant juice way, man. You can do it without sugar, sure, fine. But with the sugar, there's so many more reasons to use the fermented plant juice recipe. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you can do it your way. That's fine. But highly recommend you try it the fermented plant juice way. Do make a can of food, and you will see the difference. It's just like, man, is it palatable? Man, is it good? And all the nutritional benefits are coming out, and it happens quick. It's like 5 days versus several months. Before just one more thing on health that happened this last week. We had a Pure KNF meeting. So pureknf.org. If you're not a member of pureknf.org, you definitely should be. And if you look under our monthly meetings here, it should tell me, I got to log in here. But we'll go to the monthly meetings and go check out our monthly meetings. And we now have our latest monthly meeting. The lovely Susanna Goodmanson talked to us about gut health and GAPS diet, sharing 7 years of experimenting with lactic acid bacteria serum and the GAPS diet. So restoring your gut microbiome, restoring your health. As much as we restore our soil, it is also important to restore our health. And Suze gave a great presentation. I think she uploaded hopefully the right file. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but this is all the stuff the GAPS can take care of in your life. So if you are suffering from, health problems and whatever, using the GAPS diet, it's also, KNF friendly type of thing. A little bit different in terms of just starting simple. Basically starting with the fish amino acid diet and just using fish amino acids to bring things into balance, and then from there moving on. But all these great things. So if you are not, in her introduction into dairy, she goes over this whole thing of how she brought in all these amazing things back into her diet. Yeah, Dr. Zach Bush out there. Ion fossilized soil. I haven't looked that up, but I guarantee KNF's probably better. Just my bias, putting it out there. I'm not sure. Dr. Zach Bush was in the Farmers Union. I'm not sure if he studied KNF. Oh, and we got some comments from our members here. That's so great. Yeah. So anyway, if you're not a member, become a member. Get into it. pureknf.org. Become a member. It's well worth it. You get an additional monthly meeting plus other member benefits and micro documentaries, all kinds of good things coming your way. So appreciate you out there. Yeah, okay. No, I haven't looked at Dr. Zach Bush ion fertilized soil. Why not right now? Look at that. Bush ion soil. Let's just see if that gives us a thing here. Ion gut health. Let's see. Transition over here. Dr. Zach Bush, MD. So, look at that moss. Oh yeah, all those microbes. I'm kind of liking you. I love trees. I love walking in the woods with my old people. Man, I love the river. I'm just commenting on the videos. Oh, that moss. Look how nice it is. Okay, so let's see. It is Ion, previously known as Ion Biome and Restore, the gut support that is naturally sourced dietary supplements for a balanced gut. I wonder if he is studied Korean natural farming at all and done this. So let's see how much he's selling it for. Let's just see. A 2-month supply. Let's see. $72 to buy once. Okay. Trust me, bro, you can make this at home cheaper. For 2 months. What's a 6-month cost? That's only a 6-day. 2 months for 32 ounces of this. I bet you this is just IMOs. He's selling you 32 ounces for $72. So when we're thinking of pricing our stuff, here you go. Glyphosate free. I don't know. Money back guarantee. So eat it and then just be like, bro, I need my money back. It's a guarantee. Look at that. So it's some liquid that they're mixing in. It's probably lactobacillus. I don't know. I bet you. Let's decline his cookies. I don't want any cookies from him. Your cookies taste like digital bits. The thing is, it's 50 million year old soils from the Jurassic area. Okay, so they're mining IMOs and just putting them in there. I'm not sure that's compatible with our today's microbiome. Let's see. Let's read a little bit about it. Thanks for this. Just 2 natural ingredients. So it contains optimally balanced, simple ingredients, humic extracts, and purified water. Okay. And he's selling it to you for $72 for 30 ounces. Okay, this, you can definitely make this at home. Humic extracts. Wow, that is, I'm glad, our humic extracts derives from ancient soil-rich benefit metabolites. These metabolites contain trace minerals, fulvates, at the heart of our science. Okay, let's see. Humic. So, anytime someone's saying it's 60 million years old and thinking that's a good thing, you got to be careful. It's like appeal to age and all those things, different mind control devices he's using here. Contains a blend of bacterial metabolites, fulvates. Okay. So Okay, so fulvic acid he's putting here, 1%. Variety of trace minerals and amino acids. So fish amino acid, you can get it that way. The KNF fuel, do this. The trace minerals you can get by doing salt for sure. And fulvics, those are, man, I should get into this deal and just start selling like, 72 ounces or $72 for 32 ounces of this stuff. It's like you can make this at home for pennies. That's wild. But he has a MD after his name. So fulvates. Yeah, these are what they are. You can, interesting. Facilitate electron transfer, all these things. Yeah, chelation of minerals, tight junction. Just because his is 62 million years old. I mean, there is good science to fulvic acid, humics and fulvics, for sure. I'm not discounting that. What I'm discounting here on him is his price for this. If you want to buy it and you want to just spend $72 for 32 ounces, fine. You could probably also go here and fulvic acid bulk, and let's see, and let's see here. You can buy 1 pound of this stuff for $27 here, and then just kind of dilute it in water. So you could probably save, thousands of dollars here. 500 grams, water soluble, 1 pound. The same thing here, basically. I don't know if this one's 60 million years old, but here you go. You can buy this, shilajit resin. This stuff tastes like crap. I don't recommend this. But you could probably get your own here for a fraction of the price and start bottling it. You'd probably have to get an MD before you could, but let's see, bulk. I'm looking for, water soluble. I want to see it in bulk though. $225. How much are we getting here? Packaged in 50-pound boxes or bags. So we're getting 50 pounds for $225. 50 pounds. So you could, this is like a lifetime or more supply for $225. So what is that? What is it? It's what the heck? 255 divided by 72. So for 3.5, so what is that? For about a 6-month supply, you could get a lifetime supply. Just saying. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on Zach Bush here or anything. I'm just trying to be like, inform you folks that, here you go. OMRI listed. If it's good for plants, it's probably good for you. Here's the fulvic acid, 69% of this, all these things. Is it 60 million years old? I don't know. Probably. I'm not sure where they're mining it from. You'd have to see what they're doing. Just eating some straight up terra preta type stuff, but here you go. You could get a lab analysis, see the product sheet, but for this much money, you could get, a lifetime supply, which is basically a 6-month supply of Zach Bush stuff. And again, you can make your own, but bulk for aqua liquid. Let's see. Oh, this one's not intended for human consumption. I bet you could eat it though. I'm not saying to do it, but what are they selling this for? Bulk wholesale. Yeah, they just show it in a wine glass. Why would you show it in a wine glass or a tumbler or whatever it is? Kelowna, right? These guys are Canadian, eh? Let's see what's in their shop. Bulk. Okay, how do we buy it? 30 packets, fulvic, humic, all these things. Bulk. Let's see. Oh, we gotta contact them. I don't want to talk to Shelly today. And we still got to talk to Shelly. I'm sure she's nice, but anyway. So humic acid's vital for you. all kinds of those things. But yeah, hopefully just teaching you how to get it a bit cheaper than someone repackaging it and selling to you for $72 for 32 ounces, which is just half of its water, or more than half of its water. He's just diluting it in water and selling it to you. It's like you're mostly buying water. So anyway, just saying. Thanks for that. Good to look through those things. We got Nathaniel harvesting tomatoes today. Awesome. So I want to get back to the topic of the water softener. We'll start there with the jam today. Don't worry, it's coming. Just like the YouTube hooks. Watch till the end of the video. I don't know. Every time I watch YouTube, I'm just like, OMG. This stuff is like, ugh. Everyone, even my favorite channels, are turning into advertisements, commercials. Even my channel's a commercial, but it's for my own products. It's for the KNF support group. It's for, helping you out. At least we're not selling better help. Talk to someone who's barely certified and tell them all your personal information for only this much money. Can you cover your IMO 3 so it doesn't get maggots? What do you cover it with? Most likely, if you're getting IMO 3 and you're getting a bunch of maggots, first off, maybe like, are you talking about storage or are you talking about heating it? Because if you're heating it and you got maggots, you probably are growing a decent amount of E. coli bacteria. So you want to watch out for that, Raphael. But if you're storing it, don't store IMO 3 very long. Turn it into IMO 4. It will get moths and stuff in it, and they'll just eat it away. Might just happen to my older batch that I didn't turn into IMO 4 quick enough, and I got moths, and it's like it's worthless. What do you cover it with? Make sure just put it in breathable burlap sacks. Yeah. Anyway, cool. Yeah. Fermented yeast in the bottle. I'm guessing. Yeah, yeast. Just Big West yeast are their own natural farming thing here. Let me go here and do this. And where's the book? Yeasts are their own. Oh man, I'm not gonna find it that way. Yeasts are their own thing. You can make them like Master Cho talks about it. It's not one of the core recipes because yeast are naturally occurring. They're pretty much in plant juice. They're in plant juice. They're in a bunch of different of the solutions. So if you're just using those, that's why they're not in the core solution. But you can make yeast themselves. Let's see here. I'll go to this here, books, and pull up this book here. Where is it? Cho Solutions recipe. Oh, here we go. This book here. Well, I guess it was already open, but it wasn't. And we'll pull up this book, and he talks specifically about yeast. Let me see, yeast. Is it able to search this book? I don't think so. Not found two. Let's see. So yeasts. Yeah. Well, there's yeast in fermented plant juice, he's saying. And then the yeast recipe. Well, he's talking about the yeast in BRV. So there's yeast in the vinegar. There's yeast in the plant juice. And then there is yeast as a direct recipe. Which one is it? It's going to be recipe 11. So let's cruise down, read recipe 11. Here we go, yeast. So I'll make that a bit bigger so you can just cut and paste this, screenshot it, do what you need to do. But this is the yeasts here. Yeast is a microorganism which is in charge of the last step of fermentation. Yeast breaks down sugars into alcohol and carbon dioxide, which is a necessary product of fermentation. It expands metabolism in capillary vessels. They resynthesize organic substances decomposed by various microbes into amino acids, hormones, vitamins, which are beneficial to the crop. So they're kind of like the other microbes break things down. The yeast kind of rebuild things. And they provide vitamins, nucleic acids, minerals, hormones, fatty acids to the body. They have 8 essential amino acids that you can't synthesize. It's also healthy to eat many fermented foods containing yeast. It also decomposes chemical fertilizers. So if you're worried about contamination cleanup, yeast is your friend. Usually sticks on fruit surface, and many yeast specifically on the grape, which is why they use grape for wine and those things, because it's a yeast. It creates alcohol. That's what they wanted. That's why they use grapes, because it's already on the grape skin, all those things, you know. So anyway, here's the way to do it with grapes. I'm not going to read over that, but we will go here. And yeah, it can also help photosynthesis during rainy and highly humid seasons. It helps bring vigor back to your livestock to eat. So yeast, also very useful. Glad you asked about it. Yeah, yeast. It's also, you know, puts cheese on the taco, if you know what I mean. Let's see. Someone here. I ain't going for it. About yeast. Yeah, well, humic, fulvics, you know, that's the building blocks of life. Carbon's very important. Carbon. We're nothing without carbon. Let's see here. What are we going for? Comments, reading through these, all this. Side note. Oh yeah, I'm not hating on Zach at all. I'm just saying he's making money. Yeah, no, and don't get me wrong, Nathaniel. I'm not hating on him at all. I'm just saying that you can make your own cheaper. He's making money somehow, you know, just like, you know, most people out there going to make a living. I'm just saying you can make your own cheaper instead of buying his at that inflated price, which you're buying mostly water. You could just go buy the exact thing. I don't know if you can get the 60 million year old. I'm sure he sourced it. I'm sure he puts his faith behind it. I'm not hating on Zach at all. He's a great guy. He's, you know, I wish he, you know, I would call him a personal friend, but I just know him through YouTube. He is a member of the Farmers Union, which I'm also a member of, and you should be too. But anyway, Fulvics my comments. So don't get me wrong. Don't be like I'm hating on Zach Bush. No, that dude's awesome. Okay, so don't take that the wrong way. I'm just saying, like, a lot of these things that you buy, you can make at home cheaper. You know, but time is money, and money is energy, and all that. You know, and so you know, maybe it's worth it to buy it for $72 for 3 or 2 months supply. I don't know. I think it's probably easier to make it yourself, but that's just me. Okay. And maybe he is actually turning Shilajit into a liquid form and then selling you liquid Shilajit. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, I hope by anything, I'm not trying to bring any hate here. I'm just trying to like show you how it's done and what it is, because I happen to know these things, and I'm just trying to be like, hey, and I may not even be right. I may be wrong. There's a good chance I am. So, you know, research your own, man. I'm just one source. It's made by Caustic Methods. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Your compost is full of humic and fulvic acids. Yep. Making your own. I'm thinking that a mint plant juice might dissuade some pests and feed the plants. Anyone make a mint plant juice? So KNF food, I just wanna distinguish this out real quick here. That KNF food, you know, you can use it for like anti-pest type of things. You know, so you can go through this recipe here and make a plant juice, KNF food, make a plant juice from mint and use it to dissuade pests. But you're better off to actually go down and make an herbal solution, which is what we've been covering in the Madaj stuff. So this book here, I've been going over it all year of the Madaj, and basically you just follow this solution here, which is take the mint, right? Take the mint, put it in a pot, cover it with water in the pot. So fill the thing, you know, fill it full of mint leaves, fill it up with water so it covers it, and then boil it until half the water remains, and you'll get a thick thing of mint. And then that you put into small bottles to keep it from, you know, keep it good. here, you can look up videos on this, and then you dilute this mint. And what are the dilutions for the mint? Well, that's what we were covering in here, previous episodes, so you can go back and look. But basically, it's going to be about 5 liters per 500 liters, which looks about a 1 to 100 recipe, somewhere around there, of diluting it 1 to 100, and then spray it with soap, Dr. Bronner's, or make your own wetting agent, and spray that onto your plants. And you're going to get much better results from that mint instead of trying to make a plant juice, which is bringing like the goodness with it. You go this way, which is just get the properties of the mint that are the actual pest things, and you're not getting the nutrients really out of it. You're just concentrating the anti-pest properties through this. So if you're thinking you want to spray things to reduce pests, this is the solution you're looking for. The plant juice is more of a nutrient, getting the things out. And of course, if your plant is really healthy and you're putting the good nutrients in, you probably won't have as many pest problems. But I just want to differentiate. There are many solutions, and picking the right one. It's like I want to break this board in half. Right? If I'm doing construction, I want to make this board into 2 pieces. I can use a hammer, right? I can just whack that thing with a hammer. But if I get a saw and I cut it, it's going to be quicker, better, cleaner, everything. And so similar to this, natural farming has many tools you can use. And so pick the saw versus the hammer. Sure, you can break it in half. You can use a plant juice to discourage bugs. It's like breaking a board in half with a hammer. You can do it. But if you use the saw, which is like the herbal solution, and you dilute it properly and you use it properly, you keep your saw sharp, you make a square line, you use it properly, you're going to be 1,000 times better than trying to use the improper tool against it. Not to say that you can't break boards with hammers. You can. Go ahead. Make my day. Make my day. Get to the chopper. But if you go this way, you're going to be even better. So, and Goof saying here he uses mint in his maintenance spray. Awesome. I highly recommend mint. It's great. It tastes good. It smells good. It makes your whole life better. I'm just saying, pick the right tool for the right job. And if you're trying to dissuade bugs, you're probably better off to use an herbal solution, man. The herbal pest solution. IPMO against fruit flies? Heck yeah, Sadhu. Awesome. Yeah. And if you're interested in the IPMO, check out Chris Anthony was talking about it. And also he got inspired by Stephen Cornett. So you're a member, check it out. pureknf.org. You're a member, Sadhu. What's up, bro? Thanks for the comments. It's great to see you. Sharing all that. That's what happens. You become a member, you get extra benefits. Oh my gosh, more resources. Wow, inside information. Wow. Yeah, become a member. pureknf.org. Anyway, it's a nonprofit. We're non-profitable. We do all kinds of things. They sponsor this, by the way. It wouldn't be happening without them, I assure you. And I am here to help you and tell you about non-profitable things. No, they're all, I'm trying to, spoil other people's cash cows. Zach Bush putting the fulvic acid, all of a sudden his sales go way down. People just go directly make fulvic acid because they tuned into the office hours. Anyway, I think I'm getting too excited here. Let's tone it down. Let's bring it down. Let's get into Madaj. Because we had some good questions, and we're already into the Madaj. Wow, how amazing. Thanks, Master Cho. You're amazing. Madaj, also a good thing. Fits in the right place. You got to understand the right tools, right time, right things, right amount. Right. Anyway, I was telling my wife it's all about balance. Life is about balance. Okay, cool. Well, let us get a little bit into the Madaj. Let's just dive in. Let's pull up the Madaj thing here. Here we go, Madaj. I think this is where we left off the other day. We left off right here at the Madaj, 5,000 years of Korean organic agriculture, leaf mold soil in the nearby mountains of the field was in the center of our microbial utilization. Right, so for years and years and years and years and years, they actually built soil. And then for like the past 50 to 100 years, we just exploited the soil and took all the fertility away. And now human civilization teeters on the last few inches of topsoil remaining. Are we going to change or are we going to die? I think we're probably going to die. But you can change and you can build soil like this at home very easily and bring microbes back into your life, get into regenerative agriculture, save your food, water, children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, improve your health and all those things by bringing life back into the soil. Instead of juicing it with fertilizers and chemicals and killing the soil, bring it back to life. And it's worked for thousands of years, and it'll continue to work for thousands of years because it's in harmony with nature. It's all about that balance, right? So I did want to get to the water softener. Are we going to get to it today? Is it in here? Should we skip around? We're at 43. Does anyone tell me if you see a water softener, water softener, water softener, water softener? If not, I can just look in the book too. But I did want to, I just want to see how many, there's hundreds of slides. This is going to take the rest of the year. I'm glad because then I don't have to come up with other content and we can just stay with Young Song Cho. Look at that rock star, bro. Look at that phone case. Look at that size of that phone. It's like a mini tablet. Look, and he got a pesticide spray on either side. He's like a cowboy doing the peace sign in Daejeon under the rails. Man, this is how Daejeon is. Here you got the garden, and then you got this, and look at the quality, the air quality out there. That is Korea at its finest. Let's see. Oh, here's a water softener. I found it. Okay, we're going to skip to a little bit of water softener today, and then we're going to come back and we'll go over this again. But we just go on the water softener. So why use, oh my gosh. Okay. It's all about soft water. If you have hard water, let's see. Yeah. So this water has to be clear after mixing. The non-soft water makes clotting problems and all this. So when you're spraying, you don't get it to spread out as easy. And then here's this soap test. So this is coming from the soap, where you can mix soap in and shake it up. And if it suds like this, you got really soft water. If it doesn't sud, you don't have soft water. So first, running a water softener, highly advisable for every time you're using agricultural sprays, use a water softener because just the nutrients and minerals and everything don't spread out on the leaf. It has a harder time taking this in versus this water where it's clear and it suds. You can test it with soap, but just if you're using soft water, you just get so much more benefit. And so, and if you're not using soft water, you get these droplets forming, right? It's not a surfactant, it doesn't spread out, right? And you can include soap to make the surfactant property happen, but it just, it's even more, and you'll end up with stuff like this where it's clumping, and it's not. How can the leaf absorb things if it's not soft, right? Does garlic have chelating properties? I don't know. We can look it up. But here you go. So this is improper use, right? Without soft water, without using these things, but just in general, this is what's happening. Things aren't spreading out. They're not being absorbed in. They're just accumulating on the surface, which is actually bringing you backwards. Versus here, I think this one here, you can see how it's beating up. This is a little bit more water softener. This is even more water softener. So hydrophobic leaves take on this. So he has a do-it-yourself water softener. So if you want it, you can cancel that. You can go and talk to Hanyo Cha and Young Sung Cho. Mr. Cha. I love Mr. Cha. He's so cool. And you can make these things here. Basically, it's just an inline water softener. Water comes in this way. It goes through this filter first. Water comes in through here and then comes out through there. And it's just, the water softener removes calcium, magnesium, iron from the water with an ion exchange resin. And so this I highly recommend. In my case, I'm using rainwater, right? I just catch rainwater off the roof and it goes into catchment. And so I'm using pretty much the softest water you got out there. It's so luxurious and soft. It comes straight out of the sky. But if you're using well water or, especially well water, you probably want to run a water softener. Underground water, you definitely want to run a water softener. So I don't know if that even answers your question. I kind of forget what you were asking because you asked so long ago. But there's lots of ways to soften water. This is just one of them. So this is his example of he was using hard water here, runs it through the water softener, and he gets clear, nice, good water once he mixes the soap. So, And yeah, chemical pesticides also greatly affected by quality of water. So we'll come back to this eventually, talking about this. I don't know if I answered your question even, but yeah, we'll get back to this because we're getting back to it. I think we're on 43 here. Yeah, we were. Okay. So, yeah, 15-gallon HDPE barrel design. I'm sure there's lots of ways to make water softeners. You know, for me, it's like if it was a problem for me, I'd have a water softener and I'd put it in line. He also, you know, in his kit, let me just go back to this because in his kit here, hang on one sec. Kind of showed this in the beginning when we started the JDAM in the beginning of the year, but basically there's this JDAM kit here. JDAM, it says JDAM right there. You don't know if you can see it. But in this kit that he gave me when he stayed in this building for a month, was that he gave me this. Oh, I'm gonna open it. Not only does the top have a bunch of like, you know, little samples, like this is the soap, these are the herbs, this is the sulfur. Yeah, JS. Yeah, this is sulfur. You know, so not only does he have these, you know, these little things of different herbs to try, and this is a whole kit to determine which pesticides to use. Also, he gave me this, which is a little inline water softener. So you can run like an inline water softener here. And this is like, you know, it's like kind of a do-it-yourself type of thing, you know, some plastic put together with some fittings, and then in here is that resin. So you could potentially run an inline water softener inline. I'm pretty sure that probably says water softener in Korean. But there's actually a water softener in the kit itself, right? So he thought it was that vital to include in the kit. You know, this is basically a full JDAM test kit. Like you can get all of JDAM right here in this. It's covered in dirt. It was under my house for quite some time. But yeah, that's just an example of like, you know, when you go full JDAM, you have something like that. So yeah, having a water softener, so no matter where you are, you can make soft water, get the soap, get the sulfur, get the herbs, get the little test kits, get the Petri dish. So if you haven't seen that, go back to the beginning of the year, look through, watch all the office hours available at knfsupport.com and check them out and get tuned up. And you can watch literally this for, you know, what is it? We're probably at like 25 hours of office hours this year. I don't know. Every, you know, they usually go longer than an hour, and I think we're halfway through the year. So anyway, water softener is that important. But let's get back to the Madej presentation here and go a little bit deeper into this. Try and get through this in this year. We're on slide 44 here of how many microbes in 1 gram of leaf mold. So I find this is just his finger. Look at that. Man, he needs to get, it looks like it's a pretty white finger there. So, you know, when he says leaf mold, I think that's a super deceptive term because you'd think that's like leaves and the mold in the leaves. It's not. It's actually the soil just beneath the where the leaves are decaying on the surface. This is basically your top 1/4 inch of soil, or what's a finger thickness? 1/2 inch, you know, 3/4 of an inch. I don't know how thick my finger is. I guess I could measure it, but you know, and so in 1 gram of soil, I guess that's a gram of soil, maybe. There's 30,000 protozoans, 50,000 algae, 400,000 fungi. There's only 2 fungals though. And there's billions of bacteria and, you know, unidentified amount of viruses in everything. And if you don't believe them, that's the Denmark Institute. So take it up with them. Fact check them. Be like, false. Actually, there's 28 bacteria in there. Yeah. Anyway, here you go. I wonder if there's 28 lives on this slide. Anyway, protozoans, these things, so these are the microbes you're looking for, right? And in this, but calling it leaf mold, you think it's like, when you pull back the leaves and it's kind of like there's mycelium kind of breaking down those leaves. It's not. It's the soil layer right below that where your soil starts to look like this, where it's airy, it's balled up, it's living, it's moist. This is what you're looking for. So when he says leaf mold, it is a terrible translation into English, and this is what you're going after, because leaf mold makes me think that it's something else. So, but there's a ton in there, a ton of stuff, more than a ton. Well, there's actually less than a gram, so it's hard to say it's a ton. So pile up. So how to find that leaf mold? You pile up different grass on soil and water it frequently. So just make a compost pile essentially and water it frequently, and then you will notice your soil turns into this balled up stuff. This is the soil you're looking for. This is what you're looking for. This is your leaf mold, so to say. It's the soil when it starts to turn into these ball shapes. And what's making those balls is it's bacteria living inside and then fungus rolling them into balls. And perhaps worm poop as well and other things. But this is what you're looking for when he says leaf mold. It's an excellent starter. So if you say, oh, I don't have any microbes around me, well, take grass, put it out on a little bit of dirt around you, water it like he says frequently, don't drown it obviously, but just keep it moist under there. And your natural microbes will come to you. Is this as good as Master Cho's ways? Probably not. Is it quick, dirty, and easy? Absolutely. Is it cheap and disgusting? You got it. So this is a way to do it. No matter where you are, you can make it by just piling grass or organic matter up and then watering it, and you will get stuff like this. So you can get a starter anywhere. Those are your indigenous microbes. Super simple seedling treatment with leaf mold and water. Oh, so he's just putting that good soil. It looks like this came from under a bamboo. Bamboo's great source for this. And water. And he's probably going to put seeds in there. Let's see. Seems like you'd probably want to follow Master Cho's seedling recipe, but he just, here he's just diluting microorganism rich soil. And then he's putting seeds in there. So he just puts his seed tray into there. Huh, interesting method. That's a pretty cool idea. And then look at, his seeds coming out. And then when he pulls the roots out 3 days after, like, look how many microbes are on the roots. And when you're seeing this kind of stuff surrounding your roots like that, that's when you got rich soil. That's when you got the good microbes working with your roots, with the plants, synergistically doing the right thing. This I would be very proud of. So it looks like his method was just put the dirt in the bucket, fill it with water, then put your tray into there and kind of inoculate as like a transplant solution type of thing. And this, those microbes from that liquid. So very simple, quick, easy, dirty way of doing it. And that's why I'm advocating JDAM this year. I guess so far this year, is that you should know these methods. They're quick, they're simple, they're easy. You didn't have to make weeks of IMO4, but if you did IMO4 and you did this something similar, you'd probably get even better results. But this is just so darn easy. You just put dirt in a bucket and then watered it. And then put that in and did this, right? So sometimes you can't beat easy. Sometimes you can't beat simple. Other times you can. It depends what you're doing, right? So the key in summer farming is temperature management. Who out there is hot? Man, I tell you, it's hot here right now. It is summer in full swing here in Hawaii. I'm just sweating just walking outside. Oh, why? I always scroll when I go there. I gotta not scroll when I'm in this one. Humans have a temperature of 97. I thought it was 98.7. But and only 3 degrees up, they die. So he's saying if you went 107, 100 degrees, 0.7, you die. Oh, maybe it's 3 degrees up Celsius. Yeah, +3 Celsius. That didn't get translated, but +3 up, you die. Yeah, because Celsius is, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So similar to plants, very temperature sensitive. Humans very temperature sensitive, microbes, pathogens even more. So his outside temperature is 93 Fahrenheit here. But then he's saying if you're putting black plastic down and measuring the temperature under there, at 1 centimeter of soil, you're getting 114 degrees. Under that, you're getting 107 degrees. 10 centimeters down, 4 inches down, you're getting 94 degrees. 15 centimeters down, 86 degrees. So he's measuring, what you're doing. If you're putting a bunch of black plastic down on your plants, you're creating a huge temperature swing. If it's 93 plus the sun beating down on that, you're getting these high temperatures. So I think he's going to advocate putting mulch on there instead of plastic, right? But then he does plastic. I've seen that guy's farm. So just make the soil nearby, make rich organic matter. So just, I think he's getting into this next part. So instead of putting black plastic down, I think he's advocating to put down mulch. I think. I'm not quite sure. But, Anyway, interesting to know that only 6 inches down, it's 86 degrees. And that's the thing is if you can get water vapor in the air to enter your soil, and then it gets down deeper and it gets down 6 inches because you have it breathable because there's microbes, then it cools and then that causes condensation, which pulls moisture out of the air. So this is, again, talking about this temperature differential in your soil. And as air penetrates the water vapor in the air, gets down there and it waters your plants as well. So you can reduce your water usage via this temperature differential type of idea, which is also cool, right? So paying attention to those things. Not exactly sure what he's saying here. So we'll go to this one. I think he's saying make rich, pure organic matter. We're going to get into that topic. Look at how happy this dude is. He grows 20 tons of rye per quarter acre, 18 kilograms per square meter. So he's just, each meter he's growing this much rye. Why not grow a whole bunch of rye out there? Cover crop. It looks like he's growing some sort of orchard, but then he has this grass underneath. So he's cultivating wild grass and rye underneath to just generate organic matter. All that's putting exudates, all that's absorbing, all that's putting nutrients into your soil. I know conventional stuff would say, well, you're going to grow rye, it's going to steal nutrients from your crops, so you got to poison it all. That's a fallacy, for sure, because it works synergistically where the soil is building more microorganisms, is building more fertility, is building everything. It's not stealing nutrients because as soon as the nutrients are there, you're going to cut it, chop, drop it. It's going to refeed this. Sure, you're going to lose a little bit of carbon off when it chops and drops, but the nutrients are going to be pulled up from deeper and recycled to the surface. And that's what's happening naturally. So it's actually increasing your fertility, assuming you're going to chop and drop and leave this where it stays. So I think that's what he's advocating here. Just grow a cover crop under your plants and then chop and drop them where you need them and make sure that those don't grow up into your trees. But man, look how happy this dude is. You can tell he is happy and he is doing it right. So yeah, do not leave the soil bare, grow cover crops. What great advice. Look at those nice pears, apples, persimmons. I don't know. Some sort of, maybe it's an Asian pear. It looks like an Asian pear maybe. But look, they're not stealing nutrients. It's actually reinforcing and growing better. And if you can mow this down once in a while, only one, certain sections of it, not all at once, all the better. Nathaniel grew winter rye this year. And, yeah, well, the guy's also probably putting microbes down, doing all kinds of good stuff. It looks like he's a natural farmer. Lawns are good, believe it or not. It all depends on what you're trying to do. Sometimes here, people cut the grass too short. They try and make their orchard a lawn, and it's just cultivating bacteria. As the grass grows taller and then you cut it, you're actually building fertility. If you just keep it mowed too short, you can lose fertility. But I'm also in the tropics. I'm not saying, but lawns, you're keeping organic matter. You're keeping the soil covered, all those things. Like if your cover crop is a lawn, all the more power to you, really appreciate that. You know, just keeping the earth alive is main thing that I think I wanted to touch on here. I don't want to be like, lawns are not good, but there's certain cases where they are more bacterial oriented than fungal oriented. So you really want to get your things in harmony with the other microbes that are growing above. So, yeah. So yeah, making your grass the right length and understanding what fertility is from those respects. Look how happy this lady is. She has 17 tons of hairy vetch for a quarter acre. Man, look how happy she is. She's like, hell yeah, I don't even have to mow anymore. I just let this stuff grow and it makes it more fertile and it makes everything richer. And plus it looks kind of beautiful. And I got an Adidas tracksuit and I'm doing an Adidas squat. Adidas. Anyway, look how stoked she is. This is the way. This is the truth. This is the light. This is milk vetch. And look, I mean, imagine this. You know, it's not going to grow up into your trees. You don't even have to mow. You can maybe even graze it. This is just where it's at. You know, why would you spray poison and make all this bare? All this is retaining moisture. It's making microbes better. I mean, this is where it's at. Where it's at. I wish I could cover crop like this, but where I'm at, oh man, because we don't have winter and everything, it's like, oh my gosh. And vetch, Goofman is mentioning vetch is a great legume, right? So this vetch is also providing nitrogenous microbial activity to make everything grow better. So how could you not win with this? But who guys goes by wet yields for pounds per acre for yields? Young Song does. Young Song goes by wet pounds per acre. Look at that. It's wet pounds per acre. You know, you gotta flex, you know, you gotta flex. If you want 20 tons, you better weigh it wet. You know, if you want a slide that looks impressive, you gotta be like, you know, 20 tons per acre. So anyway, you know, we got more. We got plenty more. We'll resume back here on rape. We'll save rape for next week. We'll talk about rape. I don't even know if can you say that on YouTube? Rape. I just did. We'll see if we get demonetized. Well, it doesn't really matter anyway, because I only make like a few cents per episode. So anyway, thanks for super chats. Those are where I actually, you know, because I do not make YouTube advertising money. But next time we'll talk about rape. Looking forward to seeing you next week when we can talk about, you know, yeah, why not? Cool. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this, you know, this section of Madaj and going through the slides and going deeper. Again, always watch past episodes, pureknf.org, which also links you to knfsupport.com. Thanks to Master Cho. Thanks to you. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. And we'll see you next time. Anyway, if you know the YouTube channel that's from, comment down below. One of my favorites. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta move my cows again. I say that every Sunday because I pretty much gotta move my cows every Sunday. You know, when you're doing regenerative ag, you can't leave them in the same spot for too long because, you know, all that. So anyway, appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Love you. Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna try and click this and then that. And ready, set, see you next week.